Hey there, how you doing? I'm Carrie. Welcome to Who You Hang Out with Carrie. Today's question is a family question, so who are you related to? All right, goes like this. Carrie, I heard you on the radio this morning, and I'm inquiring about my husband and son. First, my son Bryan has always procrastinated and is disorganized. He will be 14 on Saturday. He is not sure what to do in his life. Could you give me some clarity on his predictive behavior and if this is a normal nature of Bryan's? Also, my husband's name is Richard, but he goes by Dick. We have many heated discussions, and I am in deep thought about where to turn. Could you please let me know the predictive behavior of his name, whether this is normal with my profile being Susan, which I go by Sue? Thank you. Sue Marsh. All right, long letter, here we go, lots of information. So we got a Sue, Susan, but goes by Sue, which makes a difference. Dick, Richard, goes by Dick, makes a difference. And Bryan, see how it spells his name? Different, right? Y-A-N, not I-A-N. And last name Marsh. All right, here you go. First of all, talk about you guys, right? Sue Marsh is really smart, capable. I really like you. Very selective, though. You're not hanging out with anybody. You really control the kind of people you allow to get close to you. You do have abilities. You're shrewd. You don't share your information with a lot of people, though. Very selective on that level. Dick, Richard, when you were dating him, ambitious. Oh, you're ambitious, too. Ambitious, smart, like you, right? You really had that in common. I think you really admired that in each other. I think it was like a drive, like, ooh, like meets like, that kind of situation. So I wish I knew your maiden name, because I don't know where you're coming from to get to being a Marsh, but dating, you really vibed. You really did. You really thought, okay, we can be a powerhouse right now, the two of us, because we both have smarts and we both are driven. Let me see, the direction to go in with that is, okay, here's a problem though. You're driven, he's driven. You like to be in control. You do, Sue. You just do. You have to admit, right? You like things done your way. Dick, oh my gosh. Talk about someone who wants things done his way. He needs things done his way. So while you both admire your abilities to understand what should be done in the right way, in the right order, you both can't have everything done your own way because you can't. One person gets their way. So that's where you're butting heads. The things you admire in each other is actually the stuff you're right now complaining about. Keep that in mind, Sue. Okay, now another reason you might have heated discussions is because Dick Marsh, he's got a temper. Like, seriously. He makes the Hulk look like Zen. So when he is expressing his anger and he's upset, you just leave the room. That's my advice to anyone who's got a Dick in your life. I'm not joking. Leave the frickin' room, because he's just not gonna stop until he just explodes and gets everything out, right? And so just get out of the way. He will calm down eventually and then come back into the room, and then, oh, here's a bad thing. He's gonna pretend like nothing happened, unfortunately. But he is gonna be able to get off his steam from what's going on inside. And unfortunately, he's not gonna apologize. He's just not. That's just him. He doesn't see anything wrong with it. Yes, but you married him, Sue. You married him, and you knew this before you got married. Come on, you did. And that's just the package you got, because he's got great stuff going on for him, and he's got that stuff going on for him. That part is not the best, but overall, he gets things accomplished. He's capable. He's going to be a good provider. I think that's what you fell in love with, and I do think you admired in him his smarts and his drive, all right? So don't beat him up over the temper. That's why you guys are getting in arguments. You just are. Okay, that temper applies to all across the board of the Richard family. You got the Richards, you got the Dicks, you got the Ricks, you got the Rich. I don't know, you got derivatives, you got the RJs, you got the whatever. The point is, yeah, you got the toughest one out of them all. You did. You did. They're all driven. The Rich is going to be the most easygoing out of the whole group. He's going to be the one most talkative. He's the one you can have more pillow talk with than the other derivations of the Richard family. So if you want to, you can start calling him Rich. However, if you do that, then the things you loved about Dick, he's going to lose. He doesn't have the same stamina and the drive and the ambition and that part that you admired in Dick. You can do that. You can call him rich, but understand that it's going to be a different person you're going to be starting to deal with. He still has the aspects of the Dick part. However, a little more easygoing, and I don't know, Sue. I think you fell in love with the drive and the kind of like take no prisoners part of Dick. I think you did. I just think you didn't like that he turned it back on you. I think you liked when he applied it to everybody else to get ahead in life. But unfortunately, in your arguments at home, yes, he's turning that same mentality on you. And that's the truth. Okay, now as for your son, Bryan, which you spelled Bryan. First of all, he is different from the Brian Marsh. He's going to be a little more creative. He's not going to tell you stuff as much, but he's a good kid. Now, if what I'm saying to you is not meshing from this point forward, okay, Sue Marsh, you've got to contact me again because this is very important. Because you got to really keep your eye on these Bryan guys in your life. But generally speaking, Bryan Marsh, I'm not worried about him. 2 reasons. One is he's a guy that he hasn't decided what he wants to do in life yet. He's procrastinating. He's a guy. And he's a teenager. A lot of 14-year-old guys don't know what they want yet. All right? Now, you've got a good kid there. And if he's not, I'm not joking, you've got to get back to me, okay? Because if he's not being consistent with what I'm saying now, then there is definitely an issue. But Sue Marsh, if he's just a good kid, generally speaking, he's very capable. He does a lot of things well. He'll be good in sports, or he'll be good in school, or he'll excel in Boy Scouts, or he'll excel in art, okay? Abilities come naturally to him. And that's awesome. That's what direction that guy's gonna have such great direction. How fun for him. And now here's the problem. The problem is that Bryan Marsh, he's his own worst enemy. He beats himself up because he needs to do well in life. He expects the best from himself. So if he doesn't get the A, he will focus on the question he got wrong, not that he did great on the test. Or if it's a sporting event, he will focus on he didn't make the catch, or he didn't make the right pass, or he didn't read a play well, instead of that they won or that they played great. He is his own worst enemy. He self-sabotages. So what you're perceiving as him procrastinating, I don't see it that way. I see he's a 14-year-old kid trying to figure life out, and he expects the best of himself, and he hates to fail. Like other people, we learn if you fail, then you learn what didn't work so you can do better next time. That's not him. His mentality is, I failed. And he wants to do everything he can to not fail. So he is stymieing himself by not applying himself in situations because he'd rather not attempt it and fail than fail. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so as for your son, overall, I would not be worried about him. I think he's trying to figure things out. He's going to do great. He's got all the tools to do well in life. He wants to do well in life. And he's a 14-year-old guy, okay? And most teenagers, come on, they're just trying to figure things out. They are disorganized. And you know what? Most of their bedrooms look like work sites. They're not that great at putting things together and having a great organized situation surrounding themselves, but don't you worry, he's gonna do great. And I think he's got big plans for himself. He just hasn't told you yet because he doesn't want to be questioned about it. I think he just wants to achieve on his own. And I think he's got big plans. So don't you worry about him. You'll be proud of him. Okay. Hey, good luck to you and to Dick. I'm not joking about this situation. Make sure you understand the relationship with you and your husband. The reason why you guys got together, what you admired about each other, is the same things that are making you mad at each other right this very second. Keep that in mind. And talk things out. Hey, tell Dick, you know what? Talk to this woman, and I think that she has an idea that we can stay together. We just have to admire in each other the things we did in the first place. and accept that they also are the things that might be making us argue. And we want to work it out. And we can be a power couple together. Let's focus on that direction instead of tearing each other down and getting mad at each other. I think that could work. So I like you, Sue. I like your husband, and I like your son, and I hope you're the best. I really do. Hey, if anyone else out there has a question for me, just give me a video question or leave it in the comments, and I'd love to answer it. Okay, have a great day. Bye now.